Welcome ladies, Benjamin Selby-Hele here, your resident lifestyle and leadership coach, ready to tackle another great episode to round out this week. So today, this is our first episode and first installment of our family focus. And today, it's all about controlling the controllables. So basically, by the end of this short video, I want you to be able to be in a place where you can reduce the enormity that you may perceive in your mind of your goals, and in the process reduce that stress that's in your head and achieve really dedicated focus. Because if we don't, well, what can happen is not unlike what's happened to a lot of my clients in the past, or a number of my clients in the past. You get overwhelmed and you give up quite easily, especially when it comes to things to do with yourself. You think about the enormity of changing your lifestyle, or getting fit, or getting back into exercise, or changing your nutrition, and everything just seems so daunting that before you've even started, you throw the towel in. And look, if you've done that before, don't be ashamed of it at all, because it's more common than what you probably realise. Because we're sort of our own worst enemies. We build things up in our mind to be that much greater than what they actually are, when all we need to focus on is taking that next step, and then that next step, and then that next step, and constantly moving forward. But due to the complexity of life, I think, we focus on so many varying elements that we very seldom take the action or the step that we actually have to take in order to move forward. It's usually more simple than what we realize if we just take that step. So if you can start to control the controllables, you'll be one of those people that starts to take care of business, and you just get stuff done. Now, I already know, because there's a lot of you that run family households and have children or busy jobs, you are the type of females that do get things done. But perhaps when it comes to yourself, it's a little bit of a different story. So now it's taking that ownership back and applying the very skills that you've already got, but just to yourself, and making you realize, or creating that realization that the two really aren't all that much different. So I want you to take a moment to think about why it's so important for you to get that focus back and to be able to control what's in front of you at any given point in time. Why is it important for you to reduce the way in which you get overwhelmed on particular occasions in respect to particular things, predominantly with yourself? Okay, so how do we control the controllables? Firstly, it's no good focusing on any number of things or any number of actions. All you need to focus on is focus on the one action that you need to change. You know you need to change. It's the most important. You've established as the most important. And continue to do that action until it becomes habitual. It's as simple as that. And moreover, in this process, this Leadership Through Lifestyle program, especially in those initial stages, don't try and take so many elements or so many steps and try and action them daily. Just keep it simple. If your commitment to yourself is to exercise 3 times a week, then just make sure you're exercising. If it's too much to think about the nutrition at this point, don't worry about the nutrition. If it's too much to think about the mindset elements or the power statements or anything like that, don't do them. Just focus on that one step that you deem to be the most important, that we've established as the most important for you, and build that habit. So in 2 weeks' time, when you've exercised 6 times over the space of the next 2 weeks, it's starting to become habitual. You're starting to generate momentum, and then you can move on to the next one. So we focus on that one step, and then secondly, we take it bit by bit, we take it day by day. It sounds cliche, but that's all you've ever got control of. Don't think about the future. You'll have noticed I haven't gotten you setting any goals yet. I want you to focus on the process. The process is the path to those goals that you want. But if we don't focus on the process and we focus on the goal, we won't reach the goal in the end. So we've got to focus on the things that are going to get us there. And then lastly, Focus on the things that you've got control of. It's no use focusing on the things that are out of your control, because that will make you feel even more disempowered and even more overwhelmed. So focus on the things that are within your grasp and realm of control, and let go of those others. So that interplay of mindfulness. Learn to control your mind and just release on the things that are out of your control, and deal with them when they're in a position where you can control the outcome. So how do we do this practically? What can you do on a day-to-day basis to re-establish and take back control? Firstly, control your diary. You'll have noticed I've gotten you writing a food journal. I've got you scheduling in exercise. Control your diary and schedule in those elements or those things that are important for you around the times where you know you can do them. You know, if you know you don't get back from work, for instance, till late at night, then schedule your exercise for the morning, because you can get up earlier. You can make that time. You've got control of that. At the end of the day, you don't have that control. A lot of my clients in the past have self-sabotaged. So avoid putting things in places in your diary or schedule where you know the likelihood is they won't happen. Thirdly, on your day-to-day basis and with your journal, write one focused action for the week that you want to take control of. Like I spoke about before in relation to the exercise. If it's exercise, focus on just getting your 3 lots of exercise in for the day. If it's meditation, focus on just doing your 5 minutes of meditation every day. If it's nutrition, focus on eating healthily or eliminating sugar for 5 out of the 7 days of the week. Whatever it is, just pick one thing and apply that for the week. I don't want you to think beyond that scope, okay? If it becomes a little bit overwhelming. And then lastly, on a day-to-day basis, to reduce that feeling of being overwhelmed, I only ever want you to write 3 actions for yourself. If you've got a massive to-do list, you can look at that to-do list, and I've done it myself. You can look at that to-do list and you're defeated before you've even started. You end up doing nothing. You sit on the couch and watch TV because you don't want to have to deal with it. Have 2 separate lists. Okay, so one with all the things you need to do, and then a daily one with no more than 3 actions. Once you've got rid of those 3 actions, then you can look back at the big list and pick another thing to put on your list for today. But no more than 3 actions. Don't overwhelm yourself. Trick yourself. Nail that list and you'll gather momentum as you go along. So I want you to think about how it will be when you've got control of your controllables. How will it be when you can exercise frequently without just giving up straight away, or you are eating consistently in a great fashion, or you are meditating on a day-to-day basis? How does that look? How's that changing your life? Focus in on that. In order to get to that point, remember, focus on that one habit that you want to change and apply that consistently for the week. Take it bit by bit. Take it day by day. And then lastly, don't focus on everything that's out of your control. Just focus on the stuff that's within your control. All right, ladies, great first week. I'm so pumped for you guys. You guys have made leaps and bounds already. We're going to gear up for another massive week next week. But in the meantime, remember, focus on your process and enjoy the journey. And I'll see you next week.